Welcome to my CETX breakout session. If you don't already know me, I've been in the commercial furniture industry for over 20 years, and I've been using CET, well, since its inception. I believe myself to be an adventurer because I will try anything once, and I consistently like to try new things. I am a proud card-carrying nerd. Star Wars, Ghostbusters, superheroes, you name it, and I love it. I'm also lucky to have my husband, 2 boys, and dog Egon that enjoy nerdy things as well. They help to support my passions and Amazon spending habits. Since 2019, I have owned my own company, Konvergent Solutions. It is my personal mission to help designers find more time in their lives by creating efficiencies. I empathize with designers, and I believe that we can have fun along the way. Life is way too short to be serious about furniture. All right, all you creative superheroes. Today we are going to be using various CET tools, including Edit Graphics, the SketchUp 3D Warehouse, and Custom Shape to take an ordinary static item with no specification data and convert it in many fashions to be specifiable. I'm here to show you anything can be made specifiable, so there are no excuses. First objective, we're going to use Edit Graphics to turn an ordinary telephone booth into a Doctor Who TARDIS. We're going to follow the following steps to make this transition. Step 1, add some information about our new special to make it larger on the inside. We're then going to adjust some of the components by swapping out some things and painting it. Lastly, we'll combine everything so it's all in one piece and able to be specified. Okay, let's start by adding our special information. First, right-click on your object, then select Query. This particular phone booth was a CIL symbol, so I'm going to edit this to make it special. Within this dialog, we can change the description and the part number. Fun fact, TARDIS stands for Time and Relative Dimension in Space. We can also alter the option codes as well as the options themselves. With every great TARDIS, we can't forget the sonic screwdriver holster. All right, now that we've altered the specs, let's blow this puppy apart. Let's start on the Edit Graphics Meshes component tab. If you haven't already, make your component editable. There are also 2 different modes in Edit Graphics, single and group mode. Let's choose group mode. We're going to start with stretching this booth 10 inches. I like doing this in 2D if I don't need to stretch vertically. Select your item, click on the stretch button, then hovering over your item, find the direction arrow you want to stretch. Then click and drag in the direction. For this exercise, I'm going to tab to the width change option and type 10 inches, then enter. We will then repeat these steps for the other direction. Now that it's a bit larger, we need to remove some components. Let's switch into single mode. This allows us to dive a little deeper into our symbol and select individual meshes to edit or delete. To delete meshes, first select what you want to delete, then click on Detach. I'm going to place this mesh off to the side in case we want to use anything else from it. For the words telephone, I'm just going to detach and delete. Select, detach, delete. I just so happen to have some spare TARDIS parts that I found on eBay, so I'm going to add those to my phone booth. Place your items in their proper location. You can use components from any CET symbol to combine with your special. Now we can use our Material Explorer to paint it the correct finishes. If you're editing a PGC item, I suggest adding finishes before you make it editable, as those finishes are readily available in your Properties box or Scheme Manager, and might not be in your Material Explorer. Sometimes symbols come with a lot of meshes or layers. You can always click your tab button to cycle through them and apply your materials.
I really like it.
All right, this TARDIS is looking pretty good. Let's put some handles on these doors. With our single mesh mode selected, let's detach our phone booth handle. Depending on what it is, I find placing items in 2D sometimes to be easier. Not too shabby. Let's zoom in and refine the placement. Using your arrow keys, you can move items. The closer the zoom in, the more refined the movement. If you need to move items on the Z-axis, or up and down, use your page up and page down keys. Okay, let's copy another and take a look. Looking good. Now we have all the parts. Let's combine them into one component.
I won't lie. I was expecting more.
Select all of your pieces and click on the Unite button. If you have added specification information, make sure you combine everything to that piece. Make some copies before you do this because this might have some trial and error associated with it. Now that you have one complete component, you can copy and specify. Also, make sure you save that as a favorite.
I thought there'd be more questions.
Next up, let's explore the SketchUp 3D warehouse.
Excuse me, but that's very rude.
Get out of here, broad.
It's also dangerous. Those guns down. You could hurt people.
Shoot her, Nunzio. Me? I never shot a woman before, except in self-defense.
Caught the robbers, saved the money. You're gonna have to fill out forms. We're gonna need your statement.
They steal money, and I have to fill out forms. What a country this is.
This is a free extension on the Configura marketplace. You do not need a SketchUp license. You also do not need to know how SketchUp works to take advantage of all the benefits of this extension. By clicking on the 3D Warehouse button, you will be able to search for literally anything. Some manufacturers have also created their symbols for their product. You can search for components to add to specials, or maybe just find a piece of furniture that looks similar to something else you're trying to specify. Let's give Wonder Woman an accessory. Click on the download button, and then return to CET. Now you have your very own CET symbol. Click and drag it into your drawing space. These symbols are extremely customizable. We can make some easy global changes by adjusting the size in the properties box. You can adjust the overall size of an object with even scaling checked, or you can uncheck the box and stretch your item in various directions. If you need to dig a little deeper and edit further, you can use Edit Graphics to make your SketchUp item editable and delete or edit the various meshes. Let's rotate this shield so it fits a little bit better. Ah, that looks good. Now she's ready for action. Using your Material Explorer, you can also paint your item whatever finishes you want, whether it be standard finishes or a COM fabric. It also comes in handy if you've misplaced your invisible jet. All right, now it's time to have a heart-to-heart about one of my biggest pet peeves. Sometimes CET just doesn't have a symbol for the item you're wanting to specify.
30 seconds.
You do, however, have a 3D CAD file of the object that you're trying to use. Although this item might look pretty, it's doing you and your drawing no favors. There's no specification data with the CAD symbol, and if you've copied it multiple times, all you've done is build up your CAD drawing queue. Also, who wants to manually count anything? Go grab any specifiable symbol. It could be the same item or something completely different. Add the correct information, just like we did with our phone booth. Now head over to the Edit Graphics Symbol component tab and find the Replace Graphics button. Super easy now. Click on the Replace Graphics button, hover over your preferred graphic. This is shown by a green box. Then click on your specified symbol. This is indicated by the blue dash box. Now you have the opportunity to make some adjustments. You might need to rotate your item or scale it to the correct size. After you click that OK button, get rid of all those pesky, worthless CAD files. Yeet! Check it out! No more CAD files. You are now free to copy and specify your gorgeous new symbol. Peace out, CAD villains. Let's do some review and give Batman some assistance. But let's do it with smart symbols that have PGC properties already applied to them. So, Batman has some issues. He has this wonderful tool wall with all of these standard accessories, but he wants to be able to add his Batarang to the wall. These symbols already have programmed smart qualities that help them to interact with matching components, so you can snap and adjust them. As with most of these techniques, it's always very important to add the correct specification data to guarantee that your project quantities and prices are accurate. Now that we have it specified, we're going to head back over to Edit Graphics Symbols. You might experience a little deja vu. Using the Edit Graphics button, let's repeat our technique we used with Venom. Click first on the item you want, then on the item you want to replace. In our adjustments dialog, the X and Y control adjustments control left and right, whereas the Z axis controls items up and down. Let's explore another scenario. Poor little Robin. He's requested a door for his cubicle for his birthday. Sometimes we have items that don't exist in our standard catalog, but we need that symbol to play along with the rules of the other connected PGC symbols. Let's start by copying a symbol that plays nicely with the others. Don't forget to query and add that special information. Now we're going to repeat that same method with Replace Graphics. I have this SketchUp symbol that looks similar to the door we want to use. This could be another PGC symbol too. Once we replace, we can use the scale buttons to make this fit properly. We can also adjust the X and Y to change the handedness of our door. When it looks like it fits, click that OK button and you're all done. Don't forget though, that this is just a symbol in disguise. It still thinks it's a panel, and it will follow all the same rules as its parent symbol. Whether that be adding the correct trim or additional hardware, depending on where it's placed, be vigilant of other items that could be added. Last objective on our specials adventure today is we're going to explore custom shape. Custom shape is one of my favorite tools within CET.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Wherever there's a hang-up, you'll find the Spider-Man.
Located on the Tools tab under 3D Drawing, we are going to draw a simple table. Because, well, superheroes need tables too. Start by drawing your custom shape flat on the floor. I prefer doing this in 2D. You can draw your shapes exactly to size by entering your dimensions in the Properties box. In 3D, this is where we're going to make our shape come alive. Here we can give it some thickness or height. Type the exact dimensions in your Properties box and click Enter. Let's copy our new table leg. Okay, now for the top. Draw your shape on top of the others or off to the side. We can also add a circle for the grommet. If you select overlapping custom shapes, you can click on the Create Holes button to remove the smaller shapes. In this case, our grommet. Just like the table legs, we can now give our tabletop some thickness, as well as elevation. With elevation, you can select the thickness to go above your dimension or below your dimension. This comes in handy if you don't quite know all the parts of the equation for your piece, or you're just like me and you don't like doing math. All right, let's get out that paint palette and paint this table up. Just like SketchUp symbols, custom shapes have layers, so you can paint the whole object or just the top or the sides. So how annoying is it to copy things around, and if you accidentally don't select all the pieces, you get some things left behind? Let's make this table one whole component. First, we need to make our custom shapes editable. Then, select all of the components and unite them. In this example, you can select New Snapper, as we haven't added any specification data. Now we have our solid table. If you right-click on your new component, you can now select and add catalog data. Here, you can embed a pick list. You can either pick catalog data, or you can create a freeform item. Just make sure to click that green plus sign to add it in. Whether it's a simple custom table or the entire Empire State Building, if you have combined custom shapes together, you can now have the power to specify anything. No more excuses. If you can build it, you can specify it. Now, you all have this superpower. Thanks for watching. Until next time, as Spider-Man's Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility.